Toku Nation and every nation in between. It is me, your boy JB, and we are here today with episode number 15 of Avataro Sentai, Donbrothers. Alright, Ranger Nation and Toku Nation, so before we jump into this, if you guys are watching this or any other video on the channel, and you guys aren't subscribed, I need you guys to do me that solid favor and stop, just stop watching the video and, oh, don't stop. Pause the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your post notifications, Ranger Nation. And with that out of the way, let's go ahead and discuss episode 15 of Avataro Sentai, Dawn Brothers. Shout. So this episode, it opens up and we see Oni's sister. So she and Sawa brother, they are talking to her boss and they're telling her, the boss about Momotaro showing back up in the last episode to fight with him. But he disappeared and he's like, he disappeared. They were like, yes, he disappeared. So Oni's sister, her thing is, remember last week's episode, she wanted her boss to use their points that they racked up, combine those points and bring Momotaro back. So she says again this week, same thing. Use my points to bring him back. So her boss looks at her point system, and he notices that she is low on points as well as Saru brother. And he tells them that instead of worrying about Momotaro, you need to worry about yourselves because that could have adverse effects on you. He says that it won't be long before bad things happen. So then we see Juro, I think that's his name, our new hero, and we see him. He is doing push-ups. He's working out. He is doing everything in his power that he can to be this strong and mighty superhero. I was like, okay, I applaud the determination and the tenacity. I applaud that. Other than that, I'm like, well, he's an interesting character. So then we see the Cerebrans. So the Cerebrans are talking, and they are wondering how was it that Momotaro returned, and the lady, she's like, well, maybe the lady is saying that maybe I think what she's trying to say is maybe his allies are, maybe him and his allies are a lot stronger than what they actually believe that they are. So then we see Sonoi. So Sonoi is, he's talking to himself. Well, he's thinking. And Sonoi is really thinking that, when he saw Momotaro, he had a faint. It was faint. He had a faint feeling of joy. And I was like, aw. So there is definitely a connection between Momotaro and Sonoi. It's a connection. It is a connection, and like I said in the previous review, I am ready to. I really want to explore this because this is something that I've never, even I don't like to do compare and contrast, but I like this scenario a lot more than I do Izzy and Fern. I'm not saying I don't like Izzy and Fern. I just don't like. For me, this is my personal opinion. I believe that Izzy and Fern were pandering. You guys can agree or disagree, but it just kind of felt like pandering to me because we didn't really see we didn't see a story build with those two to them getting to that date. With Momotaro and Sonoi, we saw from the beginning that they had they were drawn to each other. We saw that, and I like it. So let's pause here, you guys, and move forward. So next up, we see Kiji brother, and he's at home, and Inu brother was actually outside of his home. So Inu brother is telling Kiji brother, he saw, what is her name? His girlfriend. He saw her, but she didn't recognize him. So then that's when Kiji brother told Inu brother that Miho, she was in the hospital. He's like, she's in the hospital. He said, yeah, but she's okay. She's going to be discharged pretty soon. So then, they're once again talking about Kiji brother, Kiji brother and Inu brother. They're talking about the same person. They don't know that they're talking about the same person. So Kiji brother wants to help, Inu brother find the love of his life. And I'm like, what are you gonna do when you find out that the love of his life is your wife? And we see how, Kiji brother is about her. And like I said in the previous review, for me with Kiji brother and Miho, it really, I know what it is. It's the thing of the beautiful woman dating a quote unquote nerd or someone who is not, you know, um, I think that's really what it is. Is he's a with the glasses and whatnot. He would come off as the nerdy type, so people would he feels that he's out of her league because she's so beautiful and so stunning. So he asked brother, does he have a picture of her? And he's like, a picture of her? He's like, so he opens up his phone. He shows him a picture of her. So he looks at the phone, and his face, and his face and the music changed. I was like, oh shit, the cat's out of the bag now. He knows that your girlfriend is his wife. But it wasn't the case. What it was, he showed him a picture of them with, like, I think it was a panda. So whatever it was an emoji. It was actually a filter. The picture was filtered, and you can't really see either one of their faces. And that's what he said. How am I supposed to help you if I don't know what she looks like? So let's pause here, you guys, and move forward. So after that scene, we then see him turn into the Hitotsuki. Is that what they're called? I could be wrong. So he turned into that, and his obsession is with traffic, traffic, traffic. So we see cars just disappearing left and right, and it's interesting. Well, I guess the reason why he's all about traffic now is because she was hit. Miho was hit by Inu brother. So then we see Oni sister and Sawa brother. They arrive, and the Hitotsuki was kicking their ass. And then out of nowhere, Juru shows up. This time, instead of him having a pail of rocks, he has one big, huge, gigantic rock. So he grabs the rock, he tosses the rock, and the rock hits Saru brother. The Hitotsuki got out of the way just in the nick of time. So then we see him, only sister, and Saru brother. They're back at her job, and they are once again going in on him, like basically telling him, "You ain't shit. You ain't gonna ever be shit." And basically, with only sister, she was telling him, you can't even henshin. Like, you can't even henshin. So what good are you to us? And he's talking about the fact that, he's going to be their leader. He's going to take Momitaro's place. And they were like, wait a minute, you know Momitaro? He was like, yeah, I do know Momitaro. I met Momitaro some years ago when I was in high school. And we see this scene with Momitaro, and I was like, well, damn. So you guys know Momitaro is non-violent. In his civilian form, he's not gonna fight you. But in his ranger form, he's gonna fight. But in his civilian form, he ain't fighting. He's a non-violent person. He doesn't fight. So these guys surround him. They start punching him left and right. Punch, 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 gut punch, chest punch, any kind of punch you can think of. They were landing those punches. And then you see Momotaro, and his face was just battered and bruised. I'm like, damn. You literally just sat there and let them punch the shit out of you like that? But then what you can see that happened is they hit him so many times that they tired their own selves out. So Momotaro, again, he's not violent, and he didn't have to prove to be violent. He proved that he's not violent. But I was like, wow, the fact that he literally just sat there, stood there, took all them hits, it wouldn't have been me. Give a damn how. I don't give a damn what kind of a being I am. You're not gonna keep hitting me repeatedly, and I don't do anything. I don't pinch you. I just could not do it. So, also in this same scene, remember I told you guys earlier what Oni sister's boss was telling her, that something bad was gonna happen to she and Saru brother. Well, it happened to her. She was incapable of walking. Saru brother, he was incapable of telling a haiku. So I wonder. So anytime if they lose some of their points and they go into a negative, they're gonna have something negative happened to them. Very interesting. Very interesting. So then we move back over to Inu brother and Kiji brother. So I actually kind of got ahead of myself. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't get ahead of myself. So they were talking, and he's still talking about how he hasn't saw his girlfriend. So actually, the first scene was not. Well, yes, it was. The first scene that I was talking about, it was at his house. The second scene, I can't remember where it was, but they were talking, and then after that, we saw Inu brother, Miho. She was in the kitchen cooking, and I mean not Sorrow brother, but Kiji brother. Once again, like I said, it is when it comes to Kiji brother, it's obsession with Miho. He has an obsession with Miho, and it's actually kind of coming off like an unhealthy obsession. But he once again turned into the monster, and once again the entire team was there. So then Juru shows up. Shows up once again, but this time when Juru, however you pronounce his name, he showed up. This time his henshin device showed up in front of him, and I have to say I love his suit. I like his suit. It kind of looks like so with his suit, it kind of puts you in the mind of, and I didn't watch the Sentai counterpart for Ninja Steel, so I can't really say what the Rangers were named, they were named. But it looks like the Lion Fire armor mixed with mixed with the Gold Ranger. It looks like those two suits have been meshed together. So he transforms. So at one point, the monster he got away once again. So we see Juro. He takes, he's back. They're back at the restaurant. This time, he's telling Oni's sister and Sorrow brother that he wants to take them out because of what happened to Momotaro. Oni's sister like, absolutely not. Sorrow brother, well, he was like, well, we did it, so it is what it is. So then, in this weird thing, I don't know if they were transported to another dimension or what, but, and also Oni's sister, she was still talking about the point system. This time she was talking about Jiro. Her boss told her no. So when Sonoya appeared, he told them that Momotaro is in this dimension and he's asleep. And in order for them to get Momotaro out of the dimension, he needs to cut down one of the Hitatsuki. So then we see as Kiji brothers Hitatsuki, he ran up toward where Sonoya is, and Sonoya slashed him. And then when he was getting ready to be defeated, that's when Jiro stepped in and transported to the dimension. So this answered a question that I asked in a previous review. When we see the Cerebrans, when the Cerebrans destroy the Hitatsuki, they don't return back to themselves. We see them in that thing, and it breaks, right? So I think all of the ones that the Cerebrans are destroying, they're not gone. They're just in a different dimension, and it's going to be, I think it's at the end of the series, it's probably going to be up to the Donbrothers to free everyone that is in that captivity, basically. So they do get Momotaro, and they return back to the regular dimension, and then Kiji brother turns back into the Hitatsuki, and they battle with him, and eventually they destroy the Hitatsuki. So that is pretty much the episode, you guys. Let me know what you think about this episode of Donbrothers. Overall, it was another good episode for me. I'm pleasantly enjoying Donbrothers. Subscribe to the channel, you guys. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video. And until next time, Ranger Nation and Toku Nation, I will see you guys later. So I know I said last week that I was going to be doing Ms. Marvel episode 1. So I'm not going to do episode 1. I'm going to try to watch episode 2 tonight. And I'm going to try to have it up for you guys sometime tomorrow. If not, if you guys don't see it on Thursday, then you for sure will see it Friday. But yeah, either Thursday or Friday, you will see Ms. Marvel. But I'll catch you guys in the next one.